Get 4.99 APR financing on the new all-hybrid Camry. Or you can lease a new Camry now from just $259 a month. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance.
'Tis the season for Toyota-thon.
Toyota. Let's go places.
I love my work caring for people. I often assist women who struggle with urinary incontinence.
Good evening, people. It is 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, today is December the 7th. I'm going to show something when it comes back on the news. Remember what happened December the 7th? What was it? 41? The attack on Pearl Harbor. Bunch of lives lost. Battleship sunk. That's what happened on December the 7th. I think it was 41. Maybe 44. For some reason, I got 41 in my brain. You can look it up, but during the commercials, I don't want to show them.
In this week's Top 5, a Bullitt County youth football coach is charged with strangulation, assault, and unlawful imprisonment.
This comes in at number 1 this week. Vernon Darren Lewis was arrested Tuesday on a warrant. The Bullitt County Sheriff says Lewis held the victim against her will for, quote, quite some time. He says she had bruises, and he believes they have a strong case against her.
This happened in Kentucky, people.
Says Lewis did not work for the district, but was a coach with the Mount Washington Football and Cheer Association, which is a private organization not associated with the school district.
They said they're going to show something
for a medical marijuana card.
This is
December
number 2.
7th.
Getting a medical marijuana card is a 3-step process. First, get a written certification, then submit an application to the state starting January 1st. If approved, a person can then download their medical marijuana card.
The state says applicants must be diagnosed with the following: either cancer, chronic or severe pain, epilepsy, seizure disorders, multiple sclerosis, muscle spasm, chronic nausea, or PTSD. An online directory of doctors who are able to prescribe medical marijuana is now available on ky.gov.
A heads up for drivers, there's a big change.
This is only in Kentucky. I wish Indiana had it. I would apply for a medical card.
The weight limit for tractor trailers is now 36 tons instead of 40. KYTC
That's the Second Street Bridge.
Related deterioration of steel beams and connections on the bridge.
They changed the weight limit.
LAPD says a new ordinance aimed at cracking down on illegal street racing appears to be working.
And they have the numbers to prove it. In number 4 today, there are 67 cars in the police tow lot, and LMPD says every one of them was involved in a street race. One of those cars is right here, this gray Dodge Charger used to block traffic so others could do donuts in an intersection. Police seized that car for 6 months and issued the driver a $1,000 fine. And a parking lot next to Slugger Field could soon be transformed into apartments, restaurants, and even a hotel.
Big deal here, rounding out your top 5, a preview of what the development could look like. The $250 million proposal would be built in a city-owned lot next to the stadium. Several buildings would fill the space, including a 225-unit apartment complex, a 175-room hotel, retail and office space, along with restaurants. This would be Diamond Baseball Holdings' first development near one of its facilities. If approved, construction could start a year from now. And that's your top 5 recap.
Be sure to join us each weekday on WDRB+.
Today marks National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, when Americans take time to reflect on what happened on this day back in 1941.
Remember the souls we lost 83 years ago. To honor the brave Americans, the greatest generation who stepped up to serve every single day that followed, and to recommit to building a better world for which they fought, and many of them died.
Today marks 83 years since Japan attacked the U.S. Navy base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, launching the United States into World War II. The attack killed more than 2,400 Americans and injured nearly 1,200 others. President Franklin Roosevelt famously called the day of the attack a date which will live in infamy. The doors of the iconic Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris officially back open 5 years after a fire closed it down.
It's been that long? I thought it was a couple of years. Why didn't Biden or Harris go there? Well, guess who showed up there, people? Trump did.
Following a devastating fire, today's ceremony began with the tolling of bells as the Archbishop of Paris led his congregation back inside. More than 2,000 people were there, including President Emmanuel Macron, First Lady Jill Biden, President-elect Donald Trump, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
WDRB meteorologist Rick DeLuca is certified by the National Weather Association.
Let's see what the weather's going to be.
Louisville and other light-ups, and we have a couple more light-ups going on tomorrow. Should be nice. Should be nice.
It'll be good. Even if you want to put some outdoor decorations at your house, not a bad time to do so.
You've done yours, right?
Some.
Yeah, some.
I'm definitely behind schedule. You just called me out there, Joel. Thank you very much. I got a lot of work to do, inside and outside. So I'm going to reserve the outside work for tomorrow, and then when it's raining, I'm going to do that early in the week, especially once it gets colder. I mean, there's another Arctic front on the way, but I know everyone kind of has like this idea of, okay, this means highs in the 20s, wind chills in the single digits. It's not going to be quite as harsh, this next blast of cold. And before we get to that, we get to enjoy some more of these mild temperatures. Today we hit 50, which is average for this time of year. Sunday we should be around 58 to 59 degrees. Nice and mild, dry, with increasing clouds. Get out, take advantage of Sunday, looks fantastic. Monday, while it stays on the milder side, there will be some rainfall, especially early in the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. And then Tuesday, we even out with a temperature of 50, temperatures falling throughout the day. And we are back in the freezer Wednesday, Thursday with high temperatures, which will be in the...
So that showed you what happened 83 years ago, people. On December the 7th, 1941. I wasn't even thought of back there then. But I was born during the Korean War. You know, I remember watching a bunch of TV shows when I was young, you know, Tor, this and that, you know. So just remember those people that died on December the 7th of 1941. You know, there's more people in that because the president declared war on Japan. And one of the Kennedys, I guess it was John F. Kennedy, was a PT boat captain or ensign or whatever it was back in those days. And even John Wayne played in a movie about that, I believe. So I just want you all to remember December the 7th, 1941. I got a little bored. You know, been watching on TV people in Alaska building those homes. I can't show you that because of copyright. But, you know, I think YouTube should put somewhere what classify as copyright. You know, that way we won't get in trouble. As I said earlier, Pepsi Cola shut down some plants. I guess the last 30 to 60 days, I don't know, I slept since then. But the CEO should be fired. in my book, before you shut a plant down. It's only my opinion, people. They should move the plant that's shut down to other plants. But there's going to be a bunch of Pepsi products that you won't get because they shut down those Pepsi plants. That's what my kids told me that works for Pepsi. I'm not going to say where or what state. So, you need to watch The Umbrella Guy tonight or a while ago. They went over more of a deposition that what the hell's Jeremy gave on December the 2nd, 5 days ago. Tonight you had Megan Fox, the writer, the Umbrella Guy, and a sweet man, legal advice, who's portrayed as Jeremy, doing his part of the deposition. How did Bruce get to be a lawyer? You got to be smart to be a lawyer. And now Bruce is going to be a witness for what the hell. So that means he can't represent Turtle Lady and John Cook. And I also want you to be careful driving, because people have been out there Christmas shopping. Take it easy, no road rage. As I've told you in the video earlier, we had a road rage yesterday. It started at the 16-mile marker of I-65. It involved a girl and a guy. The girl shot the guy. The guy made it to the 19-mile marker, which is Henryville. I think the news said he was shot 4 times, or she emptied a gun 4 times. You know, you have to watch the local news stations here, which is WLKY, WDRB, WHAS, WABE. That's the 4 local news stations where you can see it. And right now, all on the news stations, they either got basketball games or volleyball. Now there's a girl's, it's ESPN, NCAA, which is Louisville and North Iowa. I said it's probably copyright. The score is 13-12. Is one it shows on there if you all are looking at that. Blackie didn't show up for supper tonight. But she did last night, spend all night in the house. So I got my hot water in the pitcher, put milk in it. It's more water and it is milk. As soon as I fill it all up in the cat food, open the door, she went out, went to the cat pan and the milk pan. But the funny thing about those outside cats, they won't give you time to dump the milk. They all get the head in, they get little milk on the head. But I love cats, people. I'm an animal lover. I looked out there one time last night. I have an oversized rat, what I call a rat, a possum. I chase that ugly SOB away. I don't like possums. They look like an oversized rat. Since it's cold, they're probably hibernating. I got this one raccoon. He's not a sick raccoon. He must got run over and broke his hip. He was getting a little friendly, but country raccoons is different from city raccoons. When I live in Charlestown, they would come up to you and you could pet them. They grab you around the ankle like, "Give me some food, Daddy." They was friendly. When I was taking care of my mom, we had a Cool Whip bowl outside with milk in it for the outside cats. Every morning I go out to get it, it was gone. So I went into the garage, got up on the workbench, and looked upstairs, in I guess you call the attic. It was right there. So I get it back down, take it, and put it back out there and put milk in it. And if you never heard a raccoon growl, they sound like dogs. And I keep hearing that growling going on. Look out. It was a couple of raccoons growling over cat food, stuff like that. I looked out there one day. There was Mama and I think 2 babies, maybe 3. I opened the door, and you can guess what? Mama took the babies away. I took my big plastic cup and shake it with the cat food in it. The babies turned around, and the mama kind of stopped and looked. I don't know if she talked to them or not. Said, "What you doing?" I guess they said, "Mommy, Daddy's out there food." They came running. I said, hold on, let me put it down on the sidewalk. I put it down, and I went back in, and I watched them. But I had this big old fat raccoon. He would sleep with the outside cats. I tell you, I'd be down in the basement on my computer that I had at that time, or the Kenwood TS-2000 amateur radio, and you keep hearing like somebody knocking on the door. I know it was on a Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday or Thursday. One of those 2 days, because Mom worked at the hospital back there then. I go up, I looked out the window, I didn't see anybody. And when I was a kid, that's what I used to do. Go up to the door, knock on it, and take off running. The second time, I ran up the steps, looked through the door, because you had those glass windows at the top of the door, wooden door, before the screen door. I said, man, I'm going to kill those kids. That's a figure of speech. And I went back downstairs. It wasn't 5 minutes later, knock on the door again. This time I opened the door. There's my good old friend Rocky the raccoon. I opened the door, he backed up. I guess that was he, it could have been a she, but I said, "What you want, Rocky?" He stand up on his back paws, how, like cats or dogs, I said, "You hungry?" I said, "Get up on the ledge." So I picked him up, put him on the ledge, and said, "Hold on, I'll be back in a minute." Came back with some chicken bones and some cat food. Oh, man, he was so happy. But he knocked on the door. He was a pet raccoon. I guess he was born in the neighborhood, but he was friendly. My outside cats loved them to death. They slept together in my red Monte Carlo I had in the garage. You know, I gave the cats some place to sleep. And that raccoon was a protector of those cats, like a dog would protect you. But that raccoon would protect those kitty cats because the neighbor had a dog. That raccoon went after that doggy. So did the cats. After the cats learned from the raccoon, chase that dog away, you know, don't let him bully you. Then the cats started chasing him, and that dog ran underneath the neighbor's car. But like I said, you got to be wary of all wild animals. Raccoons, possum, coyotes, bobcats. I haven't seen a bobcat. I've seen a couple of coyotes. I mean, them things look like a big German shepherd. I mean, they was huge. Or maybe wolf. I don't know. They're not foxes, but they look like dogs. I ain't seen any since then. But I got my camera set up on motion detector, so, you know, if it goes off, then I can get on my cell phone and look. I got to clean the one lens camera off because flies got all around it, so I got to clean that off. And where I could watch this one, so I don't have to climb on the ladder. Since tomorrow is going to be warm, I'm going to have to go out the shed, get my air compressor, hook my hose up to it, bring it in the house, air up my little truck, you know, the dolly, or the truck, whatever you want to call it, the dolly, get my strap out, and take my dryer out, and about Tuesday, I got to move something, because something's going to be here Wednesday. I don't know what time. You heard me talk about things that I need. I had to go down, verify my ID, my address, sign some papers showing everything. But I was told not to mention the person's name or state, so, you know, I was told to go down to this place and sign some papers, and it'd be delivered sometime Wednesday. But there is some good, kind people out there, but people will get rewarded by God some way or another. Just like you all. When you help me out or help anybody out, you'll get rewarded. So, I just had to tell you about December the 7th. Well, you all wouldn't forget December the 7th of 1941. The attack on Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. You seen some of it on McGarrett, or at least the new McGarrett show of Hawaii 5-0. They had something on there the other night. So, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. I don't want you to forget about December the 7th. Those people lost their grandparents, their fathers, cousins, uncles during the December the 7th of 1941, during that attack. Then we got in a war right after that, thanks to the president of that, who was president in 1941. If I was younger, I would remember this, people. I want to throw a couple of sponsors. Well, they're not paid sponsors. One was paid, but the other one's not. First one would be Subway in Scottsburg, Indiana. That good-looking lady, you know who I'm talking about. I'm the one that made your face turn red. I would love to have you as my girlfriend. I know, I'm an old man on a fixed income. Make me die with a smile on my face. And the other person there. And she really did help me out on my sub, which they call that, I believe, the boss. I got a foot log with the meatballs and all this on it. If you got the boss, I'll probably get another one. Will I be live Christmas? Probably not, unless they have an accident. But I will be live on my birthday. Because, you know, this time of the year, people, I'm lonely. I'm down in the dumps. Yeah, I saw your comments. I know Foot Friday was yesterday. You know, those people at Subway, they helped this old man out. I explained to him, I said, I got diabetes. I don't want anything that will screw anything up. This young girl at Subway in Scottsburg, Indiana, she helped me understand everything on there. That is a very polite girl there, Subway in Scottsburg, Indiana. And thank Subway for having nice people like it to help you understand, you know. They didn't have to do it. They could be a-holes, but they care about their people. Subway does in Scottsburg. That's one thing I like about Scott County. They're pretty polite people. You be honest with them, they'd be nice to you. So I want to thank those people at Subway in Scottsburg, Indiana, especially that sweet young lady. I would love to have you as my girlfriend. But I know I'm just an old man who's lonely, don't have no money. I can't be your sugar daddy. You know, when I was looking at a girl, you know, I told you and the person working with you, only one knows that. Nobody else knows it. And the other, this one was paid months ago, is Lincoln City Gifts. Go type it into your search engine, Lincoln City Gifts. See what they got, people. They got hoodies, they got sweatpants, they got a jacket without a hoodie. I've noticed, I didn't notice it before, on the inside they got a big pocket. I like that. That's Lincoln City Gifts in Oregon. Look them up. And they got stuff that make nice Christmas present for your family or your friends or cousins, uncles, aunts, daughters, sons. You know, they got nice stuff. Oh, boy. So, I want to thank you all that popped in to see what I'm talking about. It's nice. I gave you Lincoln City gifts, Subway in Scottsburg. I've told you about Pepsi Cola, family members who work for Pepsi Cola. The reason I can't find any Pepsi Zero Sugar because this dumb a-hole CEO shut down some plants. That's not good computing in here. That's a stupid move. Before you shut them down, what they make, you should have done had to move to the other plant. You, the CEO of Pepsi Cola, should be fired. That is bad judgment. That's another thing, people. There's other products that Pepsi makes that you might not find. That's the reason why. Thanks to my children who works for Pepsi. I got a child and a grandchild that works for them. I'm not going to say what state, because he might get in trouble for telling Dad and Grandpa about it. I told him I wouldn't. Where they work at, they don't have Pepsi Zero, but they have other stuff. But before they shut those plants down, people, they should done had everything transferred to the other Pepsi factories before they shut them down. I think this one is in Ohio. That was a stupid move on Pepsi. I think Pepsi, they make a root beer. I think it's Mug root beer or Dad's root beer or something. I can't remember. But they make a whole lot of stuff, but they shut those plants down. You won't find it. Right now, in Clark County and Scott County, I cannot find Pepsi Zero Sugar. Not in 2 liters, the 12-pack, the 24-pack, the 36-pack. I can't find it. See, you know, I'm looking at myself and everything's blurry until January when I go in the hospital and have eye surgery. Yeah, I got my socks on. You know, I sleep in my socks. Let me show you. See, I got my socks on. But, you know, if you like Pepsis, it's okay. Can I drink Coke? I tried Zero Coke. And I can't tell the difference between that and regular Coke. But I love Pepsi. But that CEO that works for Pepsi Cola should be fired. He or she did not use common sense. Before you shut down a factory, you make sure the other plants can make it. Nope, they didn't do it. See, you got some fast food restaurants that sells Pepsi product. What they going to do for Pepsi Zero? I cannot drink Diet Pepsi. because the stuff they put into Diet Pepsi. Just like coffee. Instead of getting sugar, they got those pink and blue packs of stuff that takes the place of sugar. That's what's in the Diet Pepsi. That makes me bad, people. But I don't want you to get upset. You can't find your drinks at your local stores because they shut down. I could watch Bones, but I like that Alaskan built. You know, they're up in Alaska. They call it Billin, Alaska. I guess that's on, I forgot what TV channel. What do they call it? Free TV or free something? I don't know. But I want to thank you all very much for subscribing to my channel. You know what I like to have for Christmas. One thing I like to have for Christmas and my birthday is a good-looking girlfriend sitting right here next to me. I know that won't happen. I'd love to have that good-looking girl that works at Subway. So, everybody have a good weekend. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'll be live tomorrow around 7 to 9 p.m. with Bob Joyce doing a church service. God wants you to believe in Him, people. God wants you to make America great again by believing in God. That's what God wants, people. How did I find out about Bob Joyce? A voice in my head from God told me to do this. That's why I show Bob Joyce every Sunday, because God wants me to. I wish there was a preacher like Bob Joyce around me that dresses like him. Most preachers I've seen got a suit and tie on. You don't have to dress fancy in his church. You can wear blue jeans and a t-shirt. You know. So I want to thank you. Say peace. Be careful out there driving. Thank you, Subway, for having good people work for you. I explained everything. It's on that, I guess you call it the box foot long. That's one I get. I'm not getting paid for this free commercial. But that lady that worked with this other person, she was real nice. I made her face turn red. My son tells me, he said, Dad, you shouldn't do that. That's sexual harassment. Telling her that she's good looking, that makes your ladies feel good. Or thank you for being young. I even call old people, how you doing, young lady? How you doing? They feel good. So I want to thank you all. Thank you, Subway. And that lady that works at the Subway in Scottsburg, Indiana. God bless you. I will be in before Christmas. I might come in on my birthday just to see you, you know, because I'm an old man. I got nobody. My son, he sleeps most of the time. Don't pay me anything. He buys his own food. I buy my own food. I cook my own food, but he said it's mostly junk food. That's how come I like to have a girlfriend, especially that good-looking one at Subway. But I don't know nothing about her. I could be making a mistake. So I want to thank Subway. She was real helpful with me. So thank you, Subway, for having people like it that works for you. They help you explain everything. I told her, I said, I got diabetes. I want to make sure this don't affect my diabetes, you know. Some of it, I don't care. I just have to take my medicine, take my shot once a week. You know, that Ozempic. So thank you all. Thank you, good-looking ladies. Thank you, pet lovers. Thank you, people, for putting things on YouTube to help me understand things more at my old age. Thank you talking to me about what kind of computer that I need for what I'm doing. You know. So I want to thank you all. We people on YouTube can't make it without you all's help. When you subscribe to anybody like me, when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I get the email. I click on your YouTube channel. I subscribe to your all's channel. Because that's what God wants me to do to help you all out. There's a video that I watched. They call it Live on Patrol. I think it's in Missouri, St. Paul area of the sheriff. Sometimes they got a female canine officer. That's what I like about that sheriff's department. Instead of him sitting in his office, he's out there patrolling the streets with his deputies. That's a very nice sheriff. What's his name? Sheriff, I forgot his name. He probably be on tonight. Go to Live on Patrol and you see it. I watched it last night. He got in a pursuit. You know, he's very nice. That sheriff of that county there around St. Paul, I like him. That reminds me of the sheriff of Scott County, Jerry Gooden. He's out there on patrol sometimes when he's working. I think that's very nice of him, being out there on patrol with his deputies. That takes a good sheriff. Does the sheriff of Clark County do it? No, he doesn't. Scotty Maples doesn't do it. All he does is sit on his fat rear end, just getting fatter and fatter, taking kickback, bribery, you know, just like the ex-sheriff, Jamie Noe. He's under investigation. But wait, you see it. You see him getting arrested. From my sources, they said he's under investigation. There's a deputy that covered up for a family member who's a child molester. He covered up for him, and you know what a cop can do to make charges disappear, or talk to the prosecutor, or threaten their family. They got a deputy sheriff from Clark County that his family member is a child molester. I'm not going to mention his name because I live in Clark County. They can make it rough on me. Say I always wear my seat belt. I don't never drive over the speed limit. You know, so I try to abide by the laws. But it's not up to me to judge. It's up to God. He's the judge and jury. If you go to heaven or you go down to the fireplace. But people, you need to put your faith in God. Me, as an old man, us old people put our faith into God more because we want to live longer. Like today, when I was coming back from the JC store in Scottsburg, I dug in my pocket. I would stop on the highway, but I pulled into the CVS there at 31 and 56. Talked to a couple of Masons. I said, I wish I had more money to give you. I said, I have to do that because my father was a Mason of Lodge 226 in Charlestown until 1992, April of 1992. I said, but it ain't much, but that's all I got in my pocket. And because I know what you all do. And I want to thank you for what you do and your brothers who's in the Shriner. Because to be a Shriner, people, you have to be a Mason. So, thank you all. I love you all. Ladies, you have sweet dreams. And your lady, that girl that works at Subway in Scottsburg, you have sweet dreams. If it's up to God, you'll be my girlfriend. But it's only up to God and you. So, thank you very much for doing the best job you do at the Scottsburg Subway. God bless you all there that works at Subway. Goodbye.